You might have heard about Australian high-paying jobs, summer all year round, and beautiful beaches. That's what you heard. Today, I'll tell you what I know. Stories that reveal you're being sold a dream. The dark reason why so many agents try to sell you this Australian dream is simple: money. Australian universities pay higher commission fees than schools in Canada. The average commission for referring a student in Canada is $2,000 versus $3,500 in Australia. Before you start this video, let me give you a big warning. Once you watch it, you might not want to move to Australia to study anymore. Lucy and Henry moved to Canada after studying and living in Australia for years. They simply did not manage to get permanent residency and had to leave the country. And 2 years after moving to Canada, they got permanent status.
Because we want to get PR for sure. So we were in Australia. I was in Australia for 3 years and he was in there for 5 years. But we couldn't still get a chance to get PR and we really need to get it desperately. So that's why after search so many countries and then we are here now.
Essentially, it's like almost 10 times easier than Australia if you want to get a PR.
And Canada is really welcome to people who want to live in Canada.
Last week alone, I had strategy calls with 3 prospective international students who are now considering Canada over Australia, as the immigration policy here is incredibly open compared to the rest of developed countries. You study for 2 years, get a 3-year postgrad work permit, get 1 year of work experience, and apply for PR. Now here's the Australian problem. Students are not prioritized. Studying in Australia only adds 5 points to your immigration profile. Agents can make whatever claims they want to sell you the dream, but look at the immigration target that Australia had for 2023, 265,000 PRs, while Canada's target was almost double of that at 465,000 new permanent residents. Furthermore, the biggest portion of these permanent residents is international students. Let's talk about the dream of higher wages. This is where most people are trapped. If you look at the GDP per capita, meaning how much people make on average, Australians make $9,000 a year more than Canadians. But let's look at the cost of living. A 1-bedroom apartment is 10% more expensive in Sydney than it is in Toronto. Astonishingly, you'd pay 41% more for a 3-bedroom in Sydney. And if you want to buy a property, it gets crazier, as Australia becomes 55% more expensive. And for your reference, Canadian dollar is almost the same as Australian dollar. The cost of living in Canada has gone up. There is no argument against it, sadly. However, if you compare both countries with the average salary that you get, you can afford way more in Canada than Australia. Let's teleport to the beautiful campus of Western Sydney University, which is a mid-tier school in Sydney. A Bachelor of Business in Accounting, a program so many agents try to sell you, will be $30,000 per year. Compare this to this place. We're at Mount Royal University in Calgary, where the same program is $22,000 a year. Think about building a house without a foundation. It's a house of cards that's bound to crumble. Why study in a country where you're not welcome to build your future? This is one of the reasons why I chose Canada, and so did many other students that could not remain in Australia. I believe immigrants are future leaders in business and politics, and my mission is to help make your new chapter as successful as it can be. If you're interested in moving to Canada to study, you'd like to build a strategy that covers what greedy agents try to hide from you, feel free to book a call with me in the description to this video. Subscribe to the channel and share your story in the comments to help others make an informed decision.